Okay, Volley Truthers. The Volley Truth took to the road to Ohio, the heart of it all. A 6-hour drive to our very first Junior Volleyball Association or JVA tournament. So let's get into it. The truth is, we headed out at around 10 a.m. from Virginia. And after just a little bit of traffic, it was rather smooth sailing. We did have a few tolls to pay, and they'll come in the mail a little bit later, but we'd rather pay them a little bit later. That way it was better than adding on, let's say, about 3 extra hours of driving. And that's better any day, right? When we got there, we stayed at the Fairfield Inn Hotel. It was super clean, cute. Rooms were spacious with storage for days, a fridge, and although there was no microwave in the rooms themselves, the hotel had actually stationed 2 self-service microwaves in the downstairs hallway for the public to use. Great touch. There was an indoor pool. It served a great continental breakfast. You just cannot beat that. Saturday and Sunday for an extended amount of time. It wasn't too far from the convention center at all. And most of all, the Fairfield Inn did offer a shuttle as well to and from the convention center. But we were not informed of this until after we actually got there. And since, well, we had already paid for the parking at the venue, better luck next time for us, right? Let's get to these costs of the JVA. The JVA parking was online and prepay at a cost of $42 for the whole weekend. That's going to get you a couple of different parking places to choose from at different locations around the convention center, but all within relatively the same proximity of each other. The JVA entrance ticket costs were 6 years and under. It was free, and we love free. 7 to 17 years, there was actually a student ticket cost of $15. And adults were $20 each, which was not bad at all. Again, purchases were online only, so be very aware of that. How do you get these tickets? Tickets were sent by email or Apple Wallet. How convenient was that? Here's something weird about this JVA. Even though tickets were purchased online, we still had to all line up and show our barcodes to the staff in order to pick up a wristband to get back into another line to get into the actual venue. Now that was a mouthful, wasn't it? Even though the lines were not very long, it was just like a big old inconvenience, like a waste of time. I mean, what's the point of the online purchase when I have to kind of stand around in 2 different lines anyway? The Ohio JVA Summerfest was presented by Nike in Columbus, Ohio at the Greater Columbus Convention Center located right downtown. This tournament welcomes JVA, AAU, and USAV girls teams from across the country, ranging from 12 to 18U. There were 3 divisions: open being the toughest around, premier being middle ground, and club being the lowest. A division could have as little as 3 pools with 4 teams per pool in it, or as many as 9 pools with around 4 teams per pool, depending on how many teams signed up for that particular division and age group. Personally, I was surprised to see an 18s division at all at the JVA, as the 18 season I thought had ended back in April. But I must say it was refreshing to see some 18-year-olds out on the circuit still making it happen for sure. With the JVA being only a 2-day tournament, games were played in 2 waves, an AM and a PM. AM started at around 8 a.m. and PM started at around 2:30 p.m. Teams battled day 1 out of their pools with strength, teamwork, and tenacity to try and come out number 1 off the net and with an opportunity to fight for a chance at a championship circle the next day. The second place team off the net went to silver bracket. The third place off the net went to the bronze bracket. And fourth place off the net, they were knocked down to the copper bracket. But only the first, second, and third place teams in the gold bracket would be taking home any type of hardware from this tournament. Now, of course, whilst play is going on, there was added pressure for some players that have entered their recruitment window that were a range of D1, D2, D3, and NAIA schools in attendance, such as, but not limited to, Appalachian State, Ball State, Butler, Grand Valley State, Indiana Institute, Kent State, Lehigh, Miami University, Oxford, Michigan State, Ohio University, Purdue University, Fort Worth, Wayne State, SUNY at Buffalo, Townsend, Wake Forest, Western Kentucky, and more, still seeking to complete their 2023 rosters and to keep their eyes on the prize for the future of their programs. I mean, no pressure, ladies. Now, while there were some familiar faces from the East Coast area at the JVA representing, there were definitely some new, fresh, and spectacular clubs that were exciting to see and play against. Here are some new and old faces that were at the JVA Summerfest. Adidas Kiva, NKYVC, Team Pineapple, Tri-State Elite, VA Juniors, Metro, Paramount, Boiler Juniors, Cleve Prime, Elevation, and Empowered. Food, and more food. Of course, I have to talk about my favorite topic, but unfortunately, there wasn't much to talk about. There was a stand-in line Subway Express that was grab and go. Acai Smoothie Bar was, of course, a hit with players, coaches, and parents. There was a homegrown market where you could get different foods, hot and cold items made to order. The Columbus Grill was a major spot. There was also the tap room that even had a bar to sit at, but really nothing more. The souvenir shop and activities. The souvenir shop were in full effect at the JVA. I believe there were 3 located inside the courthouse alone. One located right in the center of things that sold only JVA merch. The other 2 were off to the sides of the JVA that sold NCAA merch. There were t-shirts, long and short sleeves, sweatshirts and pants, stickers, small balls, and more, all very, very, very expensive, of course. Heck, this t-shirt I have on was a cool $45. There were also vendors outside of the courthouse. These vendors were selling it all, from jewelry, clothing, blow-up sleepers, water bottles, massage guns, electro pads, and more. The JVA pup, yes, the pup, was out taking pics with players, parents, and even coaches, and just having a good old time. And if you were really running ahead of schedule, you might have seen Arnold Schwarzenegger showing off his massive muscles, waiting for people to come and take a pic with him. Now, on your downtime, definitely take a walk on the Ohio State campus. Because at Ohio State's stadium, one could have caught some of the youth track and field or softball events that was going on. One of the great things about the JVA is that none of the players left empty handed, as every single player was issued a signature bag tag. Every player received a bag tag through the team head coach upon signing in. Way to go, JVA. To wrap up the JVA, here's the good and the bad. Of course, it's a 2-day, so there's no missed days of school, no extra day of hotel stay. There's lots of things to see and do and eat, of course, in Ohio. It's inexpensive entry and parking. Now, the bad, not a big food selection. The clothing is expensive and not enough variety. Make scheduling better, people. People want to play in the morning, not in the afternoon where they are finishing way too late in the evening. Okay, so this leaves for no bonding time and a late last day departure from the venue, not to mention an extremely late arrival home for some, and even more so an unsafe ride home for others. It's rough out here in these volleyball streets, so be safe. Now, JVA Summerfest is definitely a great tournament to put on the schedule. It's a great pre-national tournament for sure. So if you don't have one, I look forward to attending it again. Until next time. That's all for now, but if you like the content, leave a comment below, spike the like button, and subscribe to my channel.